Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Truly, I love you so much. I hope that this is working because I can't see myself, which is no big deal at all. I don't mind. I just hope that you guys can see me and hear me okay. So if you come in the chat, let me know. Also, I'm not seeing anybody in the chat. We're just going to roll with it. We're gonna roll with it and hope for the best. But anywho, um, I don't know if it just cut all that off. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with me. Hi, I love you guys. Hey, Shelly. Hi, hi, hi. I'm not gonna. That's so awkward for me. Eat me. That hi, eat me. Okay. Hey, Jennifer. Sorry, I might be childish. That's weird to me. Hey, Tink. Um, Hey Irene, hey Ebony, hey Sherry, hey Lisa. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Sorry, I meant to put the hood up before I came on. Okay, so then let me go with my normal greet. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you come across this video. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Yes, I do. So much. Thank you to everyone who's sending in donations, booking readings, liking, sharing, subscribing, just spending time with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to say thank you to everyone who's like committed to this healing journey and the ascension because we're all definitely very much benefiting from that as well. Um, yeah, so I was going to bring this up, Shelly. Thank you for reminding me. So I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of emails, lots of comments about the bridge that I predicted collapsing happening yesterday. Um, so yeah, crazy. Well, like I guess it's like my first like major world event that I have predicted. I think I'm in shock. I don't know. It's interesting. Um, yeah, yeah, and there's like a bunch of like so Shelly had commented like a bunch of synchronicities, like it's the Francisco Key bridge, and the one that I don't know. There's a but anyways, but I hope the very best. Okay, so I said Golden Gate and Key, which was in San Francisco. The name of the actual bridge is the Franciscot Key Bridge. Tink, what the heck? I'm glad you're okay. But anyways, I hope that everyone is okay, like that there were no injuries. I really didn't see a lot about it. I just started getting um yeah, yeah, no, Braveheart. I didn't don't because you know what, Braveheart, that's the whole reason I was even afraid of saying it out loud when I did get that vision. I didn't manifest that shit. That shit was given to me. I promise. I would never ever want that. I remember being very uncomfortable even saying it out loud. Like I remember that moment where I was like, I don't want to say this out loud. But they're like, you have to say it. And I was like, okay. Francis Key is who wrote our national anthem. Interesting. Yeah. Listen, this is what I feel. We can't really, I don't feel as though we can manifest things for other people or like I don't feel like that's in our control. Okay. And you know what I mean? So when it comes to that, when it comes to other people, I feel like it is simply you're predicting these things. You're getting these visions, okay? So I just want you to know this to take a little weight off because I used to struggle with this too a little bit, right? Like, is this a vision or is this just my mind? And if I say it out loud, no, we like, mm-mm. So yeah. Anyways, just to give you a little bit of comfort, okay? You're not manifesting things in other people's lives, I promise. I promise. Yep. Brittany. All right, guys. The energy feels really good today. It feels really good today, I'll be honest. And goodness. I'm trying to keep up with all the things. I love you guys. I love you guys. All right, let's dive in. I'm going to timestamp this for the people that come. Okay. All right. 8 minutes. Sorry, guys. We're going to timestamp this for 8 minutes for the reading to start. I have this post-it note that I've been using for like everything for a very long time, and I'm running out of space. I like to recycle. Um, all right. Moving forward. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get some good messages. Let's see what's going on. Honestly, the energy feels great. I do like the way it feels. Um, it could be a little heavy for some, okay, but just know, like, there, I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of clearing going on, right? We're in eclipse. We're in, in this eclipse season, and of course, there's things being cleared out, okay? But let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what the messages are for today. Yeah, no whammies, Sherry. That's right. Um, it feels like kind of exciting energy a little bit. Shelly, I saw that too. The ceremony you've been doing, and like the um Shelly, you're the best. She said, tip your Clarista. Um, but yeah, and that reading I did last night was super random too. I was just I can't remember what I was doing, but all of a sudden it was like this chair was like calling my name. It was really interesting. But anyways, okay, let's get into it. 8 minutes. Actually, well, we'll leave it at that. Shelly, I'll check my Venmo. Thank you. Thank you as always. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. Let's see what's up. Let's see what the biz is. Don't hate me. I really don't want to use this deck. I've been shuffling it though. Please don't hate me. That's so annoying. I hate it when I do that because really I don't want to use any of these decks, but but it's like I need a you know where you like you need like a place to start. You know what I mean? And then once I get started, then the channeling just like rolls on through. It's like nothing, right? Half the time I feel like I'm just shuffling the cards. The cards come out, there's some, you know, visuals for me, visual confirmations for what I'm hearing, what I'm thinking, and what I'm seeing here. You know what I mean? But so that might be something very significant, like a starting point, right? Like some of you may be like trying something, but you need like some sort of starting point. I feel like you might be getting this starting point, okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's, let me think of an example. Like here, this is an example, right? But also there may be like something else, like maybe like a creative something, right? You know, like maybe you just need like this initial creative idea, and then it's just going to kind of like snowball a little bit here. But yeah, so but it's kind of like this energy. It's not to say that you like whatever it is, right? It's like I know that I am a very like fluid and channel very well, right? Like I know that I'm confident in that you know, I've stepped into that power, I've stepped into that confidence, I've stepped into that of just having that acceptance and honoring that and actually like celebrating that in my life, okay? There was an extended amount of time where I wasn't necessarily celebrating as much as I should have, right? Just because I was still accepting it, okay? And still kind of almost just like believing it in a way, you know what I mean? So that could be something that you might also be experiencing at this time, okay? Is just like this acceptance, but also I want to go back to that starting point, right? It is okay to, you know, when you're learning something new or when you're starting something new, okay, it is okay to like not be good at it at first, okay? Like, it's okay to do that. It's okay to learn, right? It's okay to grow. It's okay to, you know, like there's a process to this, right? So I feel like some of you might be feeling a little bit intimidating. It's almost like maybe you found that starting point, okay? And maybe like your first creation or your first whatever, okay? First whatever it may be, okay? For all of you, it could be different, okay? You could be writing something, you could be you know, doing some sort of like videos, you could be you know, I'm picking up on somebody who maybe owns their own business and they're like going out and a different, like it could be like a different form of marketing, or it could be like a different form of something within this business, right? That you're doing, then it might be new, it might be a little bit uncomfortable, right? And you're like looking for that point that you can move from, right? It's almost like trying to find the point on the map. You see what I'm saying? So this, I feel like over the next, you know, couple days or so, I think that point might come to you. Honestly, I think it's going to come through you. Okay, that starting point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's very significant here. I'm excited for you because I feel like this is something that almost a lot of you maybe have been waiting on in a way, like, you know, and I feel like it's really this energy, like, how do I want to, like, not that you have been growing like complacent, okay, because I don't think that that's it. But it's almost like you reach this contentment, okay? And then here comes, it's almost like accepting where you are now, okay? So there could have been a little bit of energy previous to this acceptance, right? Um, where you were like, what's next is what I heard. What's next? What's next? What's next? And there's almost this energy of like, um, like searching for what's next to an extent to where you're like whatever's happening right now, it's like it's like you weren't feeling content in the now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, how do I um but I feel this there's been this acceptance here, okay, where you're like, actually, I I don't need to know what's next because actually where I am now is what I've been kind of like working towards. You see what I'm saying? So in that moment, right, then I feel like that pin on the map or that starting point. Some of you it might be traveling, right? You might be feeling like inspired to go on some sort of like traveling extravaganza, right? Where you're just like traveling the map and seeing all these things and whatnot, and you're just looking for a place to start. Okay, I feel like this is going to come to you. Again, it's going to be different for all of you in different areas, but it makes me feel like it's like looking for a place to start, and it could be on your healing journey. It could be on you know, uh, it could be on like create like putting your spiritual gifts out there. It could be like I'm talking to earth angels here, so like literally the options are limitless. I mean, even if I weren't talking to earth angels, the options are limitless too, but so I see this starting point coming, and it's really funny because the card that came out, right, when I was talking about I need my starting point, is this power card. And it's the card number 11. And there's a ginormous planet on top of her head that looks like it's a dot on the map, okay, like a pin on the map. Okay, deer might be significant here, okay, or yeah, it's time to branch out, is what I heard. Okay, so for a lot of you, this is just growth in what you're already doing. You know what I mean? And it's time to branch out. It's time to, um, you know, uh, yeah, it's not about moving in a different direction though. Okay, for some of you, it may seem like a different direction, but it's like I feel like the divine is saying like when this shows up to you or for you here, it's like don't this is like an addition to what you're already doing for a lot of you. Okay. For some of you, it may take you on a different path. I am reading for a collective, but for a lot of you, it makes me feel like this is actually like um, like just another branch, right? It's just another branch to the tree. Yeah, yeah. Uh, It's like, don't chop down the whole tree for this new branch. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, don't chop down the whole tree for the new branch, but also feed the new branch so that it can grow. Okay. Okay, I like that. I like that. Interesting. All right. Now, so there's kind of this energy of like collective, maybe you've been like plowing through this journey, right? Like just really kind of I don't know, making way, like making like huge strides, like or strides. I meant to say strides, but strives came out, so that's significant probably. But like making huge strides here, okay, and just really, but I feel like there's an energy of it's like this. It's like when we are striving in life, right? Typically that comes from like being in survival mode, right? Because we feel as though we are not enough, and so that we need to prove ourselves, and so that we continue striving and striving and striving, right? To reach a goal or to reach a destination or to, achieve whatever it may be, because then maybe the people around us will see us or recognize us, or you know what I mean. I feel like this is coming to an end for you. I feel like you're releasing this like it this energy that says that you're not enough here, okay? And I it makes me feel like you're really going to pull back this energy here, and not to say that you're not going to keep really plowing forward on this journey, but it's almost like I think I might slow down a little bit. I think I might, enjoy the journey while I'm also, you know what I mean, while I'm also like moving through it. Okay. So for some of you, that's an energy that might be coming forward here. It's like, um, it's almost like it makes me feel like somebody who has constantly felt like rushed, or always like feeling like they have to be doing something, or feeling like they always have to be busy, or feeling like that is deciding like, actually, no, I don't have to be that way, right? Like that's part of this like worldly programming, or like thoughts or ideas or whatever it may be, and I don't have to be a part of that. Okay. And this is really actually like aligning you with that self-worth. You know what I mean? It's like by slowing down and almost like not trying to, I don't feel like you were intentionally trying to compete with other people, and I don't even know if it was competing. Maybe it's like catching up with, okay? Some of you maybe have been trying to, like, subconsciously trying to catch up with people, with others that may be on this journey, because you feel like you're behind, or you feel, I heard left behind specifically. But really, it's like I feel like you're bringing that focus back in on yourself, and realizing, recognizing, like, okay, so I don't think that it's like you had to experience significant things for certain reasons. You know what I mean? It's like that energy, and I picked up on this earlier too, and I made a TikTok about it. Major energy around things breaking down for better to be rebuilt. Okay. So you could be experiencing an energy where something is breaking down a little bit here, but it's so that something else can be rebuilt. It's like realigning you a little bit here. Okay. And I don't even feel like you really necessarily got off track in any type of way, to be honest with you. It just makes me feel like, um, it just makes me feel like it is time, right? It is divine time for you to be realigned in some sort of way, in some sort of area, right? And all of these, it's like there's certain like people, places, or things that you picked up along the way that just aren't meant to go. You know what I mean? It's just not aligned at all. Yesterday, while Zyla was in therapy, they're reminding me of this. I was watching. I love the Good Witch series. Love her. Love those movies. Love the show. Love all of that. Okay. Um, I found her actually after I had like started all of this, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like that's everything that I want to be. Anyways, um, the movie that I watched was while she was, doing her thing, was the one where people in her town were getting mad at her because things were breaking down. Okay. She had given this guy a briefcase. He lost a deal, but by the end of it, the deal came back around and it was better. Okay. There was somebody else that had gotten involved and it was better, right? That same guy lost his like fiance, but she was actually just there for the wrong reasons, right? And that came to light, but he didn't see it. So there's something about releasing your ego as well around these situations that are breaking down and recognizing like, okay, this isn't supposed to be here anymore, right? And I feel like with that release, that's where this starting point also comes through. Okay. It feels like there's a lot of things kind of combined here a little bit. Um, yeah, it's all about these cycles here that we're kind of I heard wrapping up. Okay, so a lot of you are like wrapping up some major like life cycles that have been going on for an extended amount of time. Okay, and I really feel like it has to do with like how you are spending your time and your energy and like and like your priorities. So I'm picking up on an energy where somebody might be like pretty upset with like the divine or like Yahweh or um, you know, um, somebody might be upset with because maybe something is not going as you thought or something like that. Because they're bringing me back to the people that were upset with her, right? So it just went away. All right, well, moving forward then. Yeah, somebody might be upset with the Most High. I don't know. And I feel like, you know what? That happens. Okay? I feel like that happens sometimes. It does happen from your ego, okay? But I feel like that happens so that the ego can break down. All right. There will probably be instances, things that happen, right? Because even though you're upset, right, they're reminding me of like how she responded, right? Like she was still just as unconditional, understood. Like she didn't really actually understand what was going on, but she trusted the process You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing is I feel like if you're upset with the Most High at this time for things that are like happening in your life, okay, that's okay. It still loves you and it's still going to come through and show you why the things that are happening right now are happening. Okay. So I don't know who needed to hear that. And that's a true parent. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. This watcher, there's a watcher here. And it feels definitely attached to the throat chakra for sure, this energy. But I want to get some cards on it because I'm trying to discern on, because I'll be honest, it's giving me two different energies here. Okay, there's a watcher that is like an op, okay, but then there's also a watcher that is like very closely watching you, and this feels like in the spirit, right? And protecting this peace that you've formed, that you've created for yourself here, okay? Because I'm picking up on energy where, you had to be in this fierceness here. Um, because it feels like there could have been, I don't know, there's like energies that possibly were around. Hey, my boy. Hey, Boogie. I love him. I love him. Him is so sweet. Yes, him is. Um, it makes me feel like there's energies. You've been working really hard here, okay? Like really hard on something, on yourself, on multiple, on yourself and something. Honestly, I'm picking up on a lot of energies that are like very like like you're healing yourself. You're maybe healing, breaking generational curses. You're like healing, you know, um, family lineage. You're taking care of kids. You're, working a job, maybe creating a business somehow, giving to the world. Like there's just a lot going on here. And it makes me feel like there could have been energies that didn't really, I don't know, that typical when people come in, right? They just think that they just might assume that everything was like handed to you, right? Then you didn't really work for it or whatever, that's this energy I'm picking up on. There's there's an ancestor here, or a passed over loved one that is about fucking sick of that. Okay. I'll be honest with you. That's this energy here, right here. This is an ancestor. This is a passed over loved one that is about sick of people assuming that it's just been easy breezy, beautiful cover girl for you. Okay. Like, you know, maybe it's Maybelline, but maybe it's also a lot like hours and, spent on healing and, like spirituality or not spirituality, but like studying and, growing and realigning and like all these things, right? Like that's this energy here. Because it's almost like, and obviously I'm not talking about makeup, right? Obviously I'm not talking about that, but there are energies that maybe just assume, oh, it's Maybelline. But this passed over loved one is like, no, you need to know. It had nothing to do with fucking Maybelline, okay? This passed over loved one is pissed. These people, it could be people talking about it, okay, to be honest with you. Um, and so that they're bringing me back to the starting point here. This may be your starting point is like is the work that you've done. Okay, somehow um, I don't want to say broadcasting that, but like showing that in some type of way might be the starting point. Okay. And not only, but I feel like this Passover loved one is not just, it's not just to show these particular people. I feel like there's like up to four people here. Okay. Four people are in particular that maybe have even tried to like tap into your expression, right? Into your throat chakra and kind of like maybe pull energy from your expression to try to you know, I don't know, there's something about the way that you articulate things or the way that you express yourself or the way that you say things that maybe has some people kind of looking at you in a way of like wanting to be the same, right? Wanting to do the same, wanting to you know, whatever, yada yada. Okay. Um, and there, it's like, but not only just for them, but also for like, I feel like the millions of people that I think that you're going to reach at some point for whoever I'm talking to. Okay. Because it's going to help them in some sort of, in whatever you're doing. Okay. So not everyone has people coming after their throat chakra. So don't, you know, that's just take that as a confirmation if you've been feeling that. Okay. Um, but yeah, there's passed over loved one that's really upset. Like I don't know, and I'm actually picking up on like feminine energy here. Okay, feminine energy, passed over loved one, probably like some sort of firecracker when they were with us here on this, you know, on this earth, in the physical, I mean. Um, you know, but I also feel like probably had some sort of like sense of humor, but it's like, okay, somebody's crossed some sort of line. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you may get this sudden urge of inspiration to like create something that expresses or shows or, you know, of some of this hard work that you've done. Like I feel like it may be like overnight success or like an overnight something here, okay? Simply because this passed over loved one is sick of it, right? It's almost like this energy of like, well, I'll fucking show them, okay? So, and I don't, I feel like you're just channeling. This is somebody who's very protective over your energy, collective, okay? They are very protective over your energy, and they are like they look at you like the freaking you know, stars in the sky, the, you know what I mean, like you're the, I can't even describe how much this person or this energy like honors you, okay? And it doesn't have to necessarily be one, but I am picking up on one particular energy here that is feminine, that is, you know what I mean. She was a fighter for sure. For sure. I'm gonna go grab a little blankie. I'm sorry. It's a little cold. It's a little cold in here. Anyways, um, yeah. So, it's and for a lot of you, you know, I feel like this is also tying into that message that I did last night about the I didn't do it, I channeled it, right? About the past life thing. This is part, I feel like it could be also, it was really connected to your third eye, but it could also be connected to the throat chakra as well. I also picked up on sacral chakra too. But again, it's you know, they're all connected, right? So, and the piece of the piece that I was picking up on, right? That piece of you that you're like calling back. I do feel like it is tied into this self-expression, so that makes perfect sense here. Um, but yeah, it's like definitely coming back here. There's an energy of like coming back. I don't know what that has to do with, um, because like where did you go? I don't know, but that just might be significant. Some of you might just feel that. Okay, I don't know. All right, moving forward. Mm, what's this? I love you till my lungs give out. I am lying. I'm all yours. You're mine. That's not channeled. I just like that song. It was so. I mean, it was kind of channeled this morning, but I don't think it's with this message. Hmm. I'm looking at these and it's very obvious, right? Like I could go with the obvious what's coming through. People in the past, people in your past feeling left out here. Okay. Because you are really going within and coming into alignment with yourself and really connecting with your higher self. A lot of you are going through, the Kundalini awakening, right? And there's a lot to be said about the Kundalini rising, right? But and I could, but there's something. It's like. And I think that's what's significant about your energy collective is like digging a little deeper, right? We could just skim the surface and I could say, that there is that you have gained a new perception, you moved on. Like there's something about you collective that it's like I could simply just read these cards just as they are, right? Like any other tarot reader that would just read the meanings, okay? But there's something about you about going deeper, right? And looking at the deeper meaning and finding like the significance of it, right? That's I feel like that's an important part of your energy, right? You don't just take things for what they are, right? It's not like at a face value, right? You look at things deeper to try to have a deeper understanding, to try to have a deeper, you know what I mean? Because it like you realize that a lot of things aren't as they seem. And a lot of people are waking up to that. And I think that that's significant. Okay. That may be your starting point, is looking at something in a deeper way here. And not just for what it is. Um, there's something about like creatives. So to the creatives, right? Those of you that are creative, you create things. I mean, we're all creative, but like, you know, like rather than creating what you think everyone else wants, okay, your starting point is to create what you want to create. There's something, I feel like I'm talking to somebody that's like doing things here because, or creating things based on like, okay, so this is what the people want, right? And I get that, right? We want to do that, but you thrive more when when you're creating things that you love, because you're going to attract a you're still going to attract people that are just, you know, do you see what I'm saying? Like it's like, and it's not in like a selfish way at all. It's because you may actually not be getting anywhere by creating what the people want, because that's not the point. Something about creating what the people need. What are we talking about? The people. Why do I keep saying that like that? It just gets the people going. So I don't know who I'm talking to, but yeah. Hmm. Mm. Some of you, I feel like there could have been, there's this, mm, you may have spent some time, there could have been some rejection here, okay? There could have been a time where, you know, you were just being you, right? And there could have been some rejection. And so that's why maybe that's why you may be feeling a little bit worried about um, going back to that. But I'm being reminded here that like we're in a different timeline. You know what I mean? Like we're in a different space. Um, it's like the world that we once knew, right? That old, heavy, like mundane, ticky-tacky, square, boring world, judgmental space, okay? Um, is like falling off. It's like dying, right? Like, and you know, sure, there are still people that exist in that space and they exist in that world, in that state of consciousness. Um, but if you're coming across this video, right, you're not in that space anymore. You're in a different space. You've moved on. Okay. And so, like, it's okay. You're in a safe space to be yourself. Somebody just needs to hear that so much. Like, I don't know. Because I feel like whatever it is that you do, it's probably pretty different. It's probably pretty different. some of you, it may seem so obvious. It's like there's no way that there's something that that you want to that you love to do. I'm going back to like childhood, right? Like and it may be something that you used to love to do as a child, right? But it was just so simple. But it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it wasn't ridiculed or it wasn't judged or anything, but it seems so simple. And some of you are like, there's no way that it's just that simple. You need to know that it's not about what you create or what you do. It's the energy and the intention behind it, friend. Okay? Um, it's your energy that the collective needs. Because you bring forth this special energetic expression that's unique to you, right? Um, that certain people need. Like, I don't know. It's like, I hope you get it. I know you do. I know you do. Hmm. 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 Dang it. Shuffle! Yeah. Ace of Swords. At the bottom of the deck. Yeah. I don't know. Collective, there is something that is just really going to like straighten out the way that, and it could be something that you're creating, it could be something that happens, it could be there's something here that is going to like any type of misjudgments, misunderstandings, any of that, that's being straightened out at this time. Okay? Because of this, I'm telling you, this passed over loved one is hearing conversations, is doing all these things, right? And they're like, you know, I feel like you're just minding your own business. I really don't think that you really care to try to explain yourself or to try to um, make sure that people know whatever, whatever, right? Because you understand that really people's opinions, first of all, it's none of your business, and also it's just a projection of how they feel about themselves. Okay, and that's you know what I mean. And so and it's like, but this passed over loved one is like feeling like enough is enough here. Okay, enough is a freaking enough. Because I really feel like some of you, there's an energy where some people feel like maybe whatever you're doing is to just get some sort of attention or like something like that, right? Because maybe in the past, right, that you would strive because no, you know what I mean? You were looking for that. I wouldn't call it attention, but I would call it like, if you weren't given any attention as a child, you probably turned into a perfectionist, maybe even like a workaholic or something like that, okay? Where you were constantly trying to prove yourself because you thought that that's how you would get the nurturing and the love well, first of all, that was your birthright, right? So it makes me feel like maybe people are, and I feel like this passed over loved one is like I want to hit my hand on this desk so hard. And that may actually be something that may be happening in these people's experience here, is like something might be like come crashing down, or there might be something like fall randomly, or like while they're talking, right? Like this passed over loved one really may be like intruding on these people's conversations. And this is not me saying, these people could be like, it could be family, it could be like friends from the past, or people. Probably if they're sitting there talking about you, are they really friends? I don't know, right? If they're sitting there talking about you in this late, are they really family? I don't know. Okay, but like anyways, rather than coming to you with their concerns, but it is what it is. I digress. Anyways, so you know, it's like I'm just really picking up on like a fed up energy. And so I feel like this ancestor there again, there's just this sudden there's something here, okay, that is just going to like basically strip it all down, right? Nothing is going to be like covered, everything is going to be exposed, and people are going to realize like whatever it is that you're doing, it isn't just for attention, right? You're just not striving. This is something that this is a path that you have been led down by the Most High, and you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing on this earth, on this planet at this time. And it's almost making me feel like this ancestor is kind of putting it in a position where they are forced to look at what are they doing with their time besides sitting around and talking about the collective. Are they giving back? No. I don't, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like they have plenty of time to sit around and talk about what you're doing, you know? Roll my eyes at these people. Again, this is me just I feel like I'm totally tapped into this Passover loved one's energy, and like she's just heated, okay? This feminine energy is heated and I feel like it's because you are so kind and giving and caring, and like literally for a lot of you, whatever it is that you're doing, my guess is if you could like maybe no, I wouldn't say that. Nope, I'm not going to say that, because I feel like if you could, I was going to say if you could choose, you maybe wouldn't have chose where you're like what you're doing, but honestly, I feel like you would have, because it's who you are. It's just who you are, right? And you were born into this family. If this is your family or you were around these friends, you have, there's a reason that these people, um first of all, there's a reason that you are doing whatever. It feels very taboo, right? Could be like, spirituality, whatever, right? There's a reason that you were born into that family and that you experience those friends and things. It's because their perception, you are meant to change their perception of whatever it is that you're doing, right? You are meant to show them that really it's the intention. It's the yeah, I don't know. There's something about guns also, okay? Um I don't know. Just something about guns. I have no idea. It just might be a synchronicity or something. I don't know why this is coming up or why, because I actually haven't thought about this in a very long time, because it happened a very long time ago. But when I was growing up, my brother had, my stepbrother, had a friend who they were country boys. Okay, he had and his friend had a younger brother. They're very much country boys, country family farmers. These boys had their own guns. Okay, well, one day they were playing and one of them accidentally shot the other. Okay, I don't know why that story is coming through. I'm feeling very emotional about it. That happened literally when I was probably Zyla's age. So, I don't know why that's significant or why that's coming through, or why I want to cry about it right now. So, but moving forward, uh, I don't know. So, um, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Because it's like, okay. Um, obviously feeling for their family. I don't know. Anyways, I just said I don't know a million times. So, how do you just like say that and just keep going? I have no idea. Um, there's something significant about that coming through. Uh, I keep hearing his name. I don't really want to say his name out loud, but maybe it's significant. So the name Carson might be significant. Okay. Maybe something about siblings. Um, you know, um, I don't know. They were very young. They were young. You know what I mean? They were young. Like the oldest one, if I were around Zyla's age, the oldest one had to have been around like 9-ish years old, maybe 10. I don't remember the other one's name. Hmm. Some of you could be getting like a, there's something about like a like having like a child guardian angel or something like that. I could be talking to somebody who possibly lost, or there could have been like a loss of a child, whether it be your child or maybe a child in your family. You could, I feel like I keep hearing the word recovery. Okay. There could also be something, there's some, maybe there's somebody worried about, maybe somebody got injured or SHOT. I don't even feel comfortable saying that. Okay. But like, and you could be worried about somebody recovering. I do feel like somebody is going to recover here. Okay. Um, there's also this energy of, okay, so now we're going back to that, right? Being mad at God, okay, for these unexplained things that don't make any sense, right? There might be this energy where, which it will never make sense to me why, like a child is taken, like I understand the process. People sign up for things. It still doesn't take away the sadness, okay? Um, but it makes me feel like there's almost this energy of some of you might actually just somehow just start feeling peace around a situation. You may have been praying for peace around a situation here, okay? Um, something significant, something that is like I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. And maybe it's not for you to understand, but maybe you're beginning to feel a little bit of peace around it. Okay. Um, that could be something that's going on here. Um, but I do feel like there is somebody, if there's somebody that is like been in some sort of accident or some sort of, something like that, okay, um, they are, I do feel like they are going to recover here. Yeah, with this Page of Pentacles, there's like this new bill of health, okay, for this, especially if it's a child. So somebody might be concerned about that at this time. Or a teenager. I'm picking up on maybe a car accident, possibly. So, collective, I feel like, okay, so there's definitely something that you are getting some sort of, like there's a branch, right? It's time to branch out for some of you, and you're getting the starting point, right? The sprig is coming out. But again, don't chop down the whole tree just so you can grow this branch, right? You don't want to chop down the whole tree, okay? Because then the branch goes too. So that's a little side note, okay? But for others of you, there's a situation that you are going to finally feel some sort of peace around. Again, you may not understand it, you may never understand it, but it's like I feel like you've been praying for peace around this. so that you can just move forward, right? So you can just like, I'm sorry, whoever I'm picking up on, you just, it feels like you just want to live your life, you know what I mean? And it's not out of selfishness, not like you ever want to forget about this, right? Um, but it's like you've been praying for just to be able to just not think about it or like, you know what I mean? Something like that. Because I feel like maybe you've really struggled to like continue to live your life, possibly. I feel like this is coming for you. I feel like your prayers are being answered, right? I feel like there's something, some of you may be like kind of upset with the Most High about something right now. Could be something about this here. I feel like that I feel like the reasons why things are happening are going to be coming forward, right? And some sort of relief as well. And there's definitely some energy around recovery. Okay. So with this, I mean, like with this Judgment card and this Page of Pentacles, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for whoever is this like feeling this emotional. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm sorry for. I'm sorry for whatever experience you've gone through to make you feel this way. Woo! Okay. Wowie powie, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Just channeling, right? But this, I'm picking up on a couple different ages here. Okay, there's a young child, and then there's like a teenager-ish. Okay, a little bit older. Um, with the Judgment here, this is telling me like this energy. Okay, this spirit, this angel is with you, right? It is like they are. Um, and they certainly want you to keep living. And so there's like some sort of, I'm telling you, it's like a gift of peace. Like, I don't know, or just something that you've been praying for. And I really feel like it just balance. Because I feel like there's like this with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands. There's maybe this energy of like beating yourself up about something, or, like when I think about those boys and I think about the brother, could you imagine like the guilt or the shame that he really had to heal from? And it was just an accident, right? It was just an accident. Um, but I feel like some of you are finally able to like maybe understand or perceive things from a different perspective. Again, it may not be understanding, but perceiving things from a different perspective, and so that you can emotionally heal from maybe any guilt or shame that you may have. And some of you may be feeling this guilt and shame, and you may not have even been connected to this situation at all. You know what I mean? So, and then the parents too, right? Like, yeah, I really feel like, and some of you may have already experienced this, right? And it may feel weird, right? it may feel like you know, you may be releasing this guilt or this shame, and it may feel weird, right? Like it's like, is it okay for me to continue living my life? Like maybe you feel, you know what I mean? It's almost like maybe you're like putting this guilt back on you. You know what I mean? Um, something about roses as well. I picked up on white roses yesterday. We have red roses today. Um, but it's like you may wake up, right? And like that guilt or that shame or whatever sadness or you know, it may not be there, and it's almost like maybe you're uncertain, right? Like getting your life back together or really kind of starting to live life, right? And that might be that starting point that you're looking for, okay? The starting point is coming. Okay, if it hasn't already shown up for you, it is. All right, so for all of you, this is going to be different. I feel like I crossed so many different, like we've gone, you know, we've covered lots of different energies in this reading here. And for some of you, this energy that the watcher, right, that feminine energy I was picking up on, it could also be these children here, this child or this teenager. Yeah. So, interesting. Wowee. Sorry. Whew. Okay. Well, I didn't expect it to go that way. Um, but I hope this message was helpful. Um, you're welcome, the Witchy Homestead. Yeah, everything's going to be okay. Honestly, this was a good message. Sure, there were tears and there was releasing and things like that, emotions felt and all of that. But I feel like it was a good message. I feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel for possibly people who have really been, you know, I'm picking up on energies that maybe have been really dealing with this for an extended amount of like years, possibly. You know what I mean? And you deserve peace too. Um, okay? And some of you, that starting point may actually be telling this child's story. That's what I just heard. So for some of you, there is a parent that might actually be like writing a book about a child, or you know what I mean, or something like that. That might be your starting point. Okay. Um, I'm not going to go further into that because that's your little deal. And it may not be a book. Maybe it's like a support group. Okay. Maybe there's like a support group that might be happening here. You might decide to form some sort of support group for like parents that have lost children, or siblings that, like, kids that have lost siblings, or I don't know if those exist at this time, but it's possible. I don't know. But anyways, for all of you, it's going to be different, but I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And Sherry, I like that. I hate that she's being bullied. Kids are kids, man. Crystal, if I could do all the things, I totally would. That was kind of like a thing when I first, when you guys all really showed up last year. I wanted to do all the things, and I lost myself. And I'm not everything is meant for me to do. For now, this right here, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So, anyways, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Um, Yeah, I shouldn't say, like, I didn't really lose myself, but it's like I put too much on my plate, and I couldn't, it was like it I would find myself in like ADHD paralysis where I had all these things, all these responsibilities, right? And it was like I couldn't, and really my intention was because during my ascension I was so alone. I was so alone. And I just wanted to, until a couple years ago when I met Rebecca, but like, and I was going through all these things alone, and I had to discover all these things by myself, and just different things. And so I just wanted to create all these different spaces and avenues and groups and communities and things. um, but it's just too much. It was just too much. You know what I mean? And I so keep it simple. Keeping it simple and letting others have the opportunity to, like, I don't have to do it all, right? There's somebody in the collective that is going to create us, these support groups. There's somebody in the collective that's going to write the book. There's somebody in the collective that's going to, you know, um, create the clothing line. There's somebody in the collective that's going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, um, and a lot of that was just me, right? Like it was, but anyways, like, I mean, like just me, like, um, not only wanting to create all this for you guys, but um, yeah, you get it, but can't do it all. So, I love you guys. I love you so much. All right, I'm gonna go. That was a little heavy. I'm gonna go regroup and continue with my day. I am having a blast. I just want to make this side note here. I am having a absolute blast. Okay, doing these quick little short zodiac sign readings on Patreon. Check them out if you're interested. The link to the Patreon is in the description box below. If you need anything from me, that's also in the description box below. Booking with me and all of that, that is at the website. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. I hope that you have the very best day. I'm sure I'll be seeing you when I see you. So much love.